Hey, what's going on, everyone? It is Josh Guerrero here, and welcome to the All Around Adventure podcast. Whether you're joining me for the first time or you've been listening to the podcast for a while now, I certainly do want to welcome you here. And as always, I want to thank you for being here today, just because I know that your time is important and you got a lot going on, and there's also a lot out there on the internet these days that's trying to get your attention. But it just means so much to me that you've chosen to download and listen to this podcast. Now, if you are in fact new to this podcast and you're not entirely sure what we're all about here, this is the show where you hear amazing tales from afar and get the all-important life lessons that go along with them. Those will be stories from myself, as well as the amazing guests that I welcome on this podcast. But in this episode, you have me today. This is a solo cast. Don't really have a fancy name for these solo casts like I used to in the past. This is just simply the solo show now. And I typically don't make these solo casts too terribly long, just maybe like 10 to 15 minutes or so, just something short, sweet, and simple to the point, give you something to chew on as you go into your week. And you notice that the title of today's episode is Elevate. And I just focused on that one word for this episode, or for the title and for today's topic, because for whatever reason, this word has just seemed to pop up in many places for me as of late. A good friend of mine, a fellow hunter, he was telling me about he just got a brand new tree stand from this company called Elevate. I saw a Facebook post from a friend of mine, another ultra marathon runner. She was training at this place called Elevate Athletic Center, something like that. I just remember that it started with the word elevate. And if some of you have been following me for a while now or know me personally, you would know that I'm a bit of a metalhead. I really like metal music, especially when I'm working out and things like that. And, and in most cases, I'll listen to metal music in the car or wherever else. And a metal band that I really like right now is Born of Osiris, and they just recently released a new single titled Elevate. So yeah, this word, it just seems to be popping up in so many places. So I just can't help but think about it and just kind of see how I might be able to break it down and see how, if this is maybe some sort of sign that's supposed to get me to think about life in some way. And so that's what I'm going to talk about today. So I just thought about this more and more, and I kind of got this analogy in my head, and I wanted to share it with you all today. And again, I hope you will find it beneficial. So when I think about elevate or to elevate, I think about this in two different ways. Of course, the first one is going to be elevation of oneself, and then the second would be to elevate others. And I feel like it should probably go in that order where, you got to work on yourself first to make yourself to get yourself in kind of a position where you can actually elevate other people. And it's kind of that analogy as well where, you put on your own oxygen mask on the plane first before you help someone else put on theirs. But let's go ahead and get into this, and let's kind of sort of break this down and see how well I can convey this vision in my head and my imagination that I got going on here. So I picture a mountain, a very, very tall mountain. And at the very top of this mountain is everyone's goals that they're working towards right now. Maybe this could be a long-term goal, a short-term goal, or something along those lines too. And to reach these goals is, of course, going to involve the work and the mindset and the discipline and the consistency necessary to keep moving up this mountain to reach those goals. And the higher you climb or the closer you get to your goals, the harder the journey is going to be. And, just very much like climbing a real mountain. I mean, I'm not really a mountaineer very much myself, at least not yet, but I do know a few mountaineers, and it's pretty much the same story across the board, no matter which mountain they're climbing, is that the higher you get, the air becomes thinner, it becomes tougher to breathe. The winds can blow, much stronger because you're more exposed up there and everything like that. However, of course, when they make it to the summit, there's that huge reward, that feeling of elation where it's like you just accomplished something amazing. You reached your goal. The views are fantastic and everything like that. But of course, in order to make it there, you got to put in all that work first to get up there, of course. And so when I think about elevating oneself, climbing up higher and higher up this mountain to reach your goals. Of course, that is going to involve discipline. That's going to involve a strong mindset and everything like that. And of course, the consistency to keep doing the work to make it to the top. Okay. And that's how you elevate yourself, is through components like that. And you just keep moving up. I mean, that's literally the laws of physics. If we were to apply that here as well, is that as long as you keep moving up, eventually you will make it to the top. I mean, it's really just as simple as that. Simple, but not easy, of course. So that's, what I mean by elevating oneself, is just keep doing those consistent actions, having that discipline and that mindset to keep moving up. Now, when I talk about elevating others, and I can't remember exactly where I've heard this necessarily, and I'm kind of paraphrasing here. I think I might have heard this at a podcast movement conference a few years ago. I can't remember who said it, but it was, once you've made it, turn around and see how you can help others make it too. And when I think about this going up the mountain, it's just, once you make it to a certain point, I say turn around really quick and extend a helping hand to see if you can give someone a help up to as well. And, you as you get higher and higher, you learn some things, you pick up some new skills, some ideas, some insights, and then you can go back and see how you can maybe share these with someone else who may be on a similar path as you, or maybe add some more general ideas or insights for them as well. Just basically boiling it down to just see how you can be a help to others who are working towards their own goals and ambitions. And in doing so, you elevate them to help them get higher and higher towards their goals as well. But also keep in mind that when you extend a helping hand, not everyone out there is going to be willing to accept your help. It's just, and they may have their own reasons for doing so. They may just want to kind of sort of make it on their own steam, just to maybe have those trials and tribulations to grow and improve and things like that, and to learn themselves. Or they may feel content with where they're at, or they may even think about going back down the mountain. And so they just may not want your help in that way as well. Now, kind of going along with this too, I will also say, be careful. Be careful when you extend a helping hand, and with other people as well. Because as you go and climb higher and higher up the mountain, there's going to be naysayers and haters in your life that are going to appear. They're going to be shouting at you and just basically saying, come down from there. Come down from there. You're making me look bad. You're making me upset because I don't have it within me to want to climb higher and higher up this mountain. So I want you to come down to my level and where I'm at. So I say, when that happens, it may be a tough thing to do, because this could be coming from people that you know personally, maybe friends, family members, and things like that. And that's going to be a tempting thing to do, to come down from the mountain where you're at, to stop working towards your goals and ambitions, whether that's in the realm of whether it's a fitness goal that you have at the top of this mountain, a business goal, an educational goal, a career goal, whatever the case may be. There's going to be people, lower on the mountain from you who are going to be shouting and telling you to come back down. And then that's where you have to make the tough decision. It's do you go back down to where their level is? Or do you leave them where you're at and you just keep climbing higher and higher? Something to think about as you as you go about your own journey, and you keep working towards elevating yourself and elevating others towards collectively working towards the goals that you set for yourself. All right, everyone. That's really all I wanted to say for today. Like I said, I don't like to keep these solo casts too terribly long. Just something for you to think about as you go into your week, and maybe use your own imagination. With this word elevate, maybe incorporating some of the ideas that I shared with you all today, and just see and think about what goals and ambitions and dreams are waiting at the top of this mountain. And how are you going to work towards climbing higher and higher to reach them, all while trying to help others along the way. All right, everyone, I want to thank you very much for tuning in today. If you found this episode valuable, do reach out to me. I'm on Instagram at All Around Adventure. That's just one word with no dashes. That's where I'm most active, so you can connect with me over there. Other than that, be sure to tune in next Monday when I release a brand new episode featuring another fantastic guest. So definitely check back in for that. But until then, I'm Josh Guerrero. Thank you very much for listening today and have an amazing week.